What's up, everybody? It's Stephen Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. I want to talk today about charge-offs and write-offs. There is so much misconceptions about charge-offs and write-offs that I made a video years ago about it, and I have to do this one again because I need to raise some people's level of awareness because there are a lot of people that believe that because a creditor puts charge off or write off on your credit reports, that it means that you don't have to pay it. It means that it must be removed off your credit report. It means that they've just totally given up on ever getting paid for that charge off or write off. And let me tell you right now, I don't care what you see on another YouTube video. These are the facts. The reasons why a creditor must put charge off and write off on your credit reports is not just because they want to let other people know about your credit worthiness. It's because in their own accounting, they must be truthful and tell their investors, or even for themselves if it's just a LLC business where it's just one business owner, like my company. You have to be truthful or you won't know where your business is at, and investors won't know where your business is at. So if an account has went bad, any public company must reveal that they have accounts that are considered charge-offs, write-offs, bad accounts. We're not getting payments on them. Our value of our company has just went down, or our estimated revenue has just went down. So you have to have that reported. And even if it's just a single business owner like my company, you have to notate that so you know where your business is at. Because it would be like you're saying that I'm making all of this money. I have all of this money expected to come in, but you don't have it come in, and you're wondering why your profits are lower. Why are we not making as much money? It's because those accounts that went bad are not performing. This is what actually got the housing bubble in 2008. They had all of these accounts, and what they were doing, rather than saying that these accounts were bad, they were just packaging them up and selling them to other investors and not revealing. And then we saw how that blew up. So this is the same thing. The charge off and write off must be reported. Number one, it's reported on your credit reports to notify other creditors that are looking at giving you credit. Number two, it's put on the books internally so investors and business owners will know where they're at with their accounts that are outstanding, if they're good or bad. Now, the other part of it is, do you still have to even pay a charge off or write off? Absolutely, you can have to pay, but there's several levels in that. And I think that that's another part of the misconception. Is the charge off or write off recently, like you just had a credit card that you haven't been paying for the last 3 to 6 months, because they usually charge off in 6 months for a credit card, and they charge it off, and do you have to pay it if they call you, or are you obligated to pay it? Let's put it that way. Yes, you're obligated to pay it, but because it's went into a charge off status, it allows you to be able to do a settlement on that debt where you don't have to necessarily pay the full amount. Before an account goes into a charge off status, it's a lot harder to get a creditor to want to do a settlement on an account. Some will, it just depends on who you're dealing with, but most would rather allow it to go into a charge off so they can justify to their investors why they gave you a discounted payoff on that. Let me just answer my text here. So it depends on where. Now, if you got a charge off that's been sitting there for years, yeah, potentially you won't even have to pay anything on it, and you need to find out if they still own the debt. This is what we do with at the credit repair shop. If we see a charged off or written off years ago, the first thing that we do is we want to try to figure out, do they still own the debt? So we do a debt validation to that original creditor. They will usually send back saying that we've sold this debt to so and so, or maybe you've even been contacted by a debt collector that purchased that debt. So then this is exactly the solution that we have for when that happens. Number one, you do a debt validation to the new owner. They usually don't even have the information to be able to verify that you can legally have to pay the debt. On the other side is you submit to that original creditor saying, you've been paid for the debt. It's not my fault that you took less for that debt when you sold it to a debt collector. I want to have that account either placed as transferred or as an obsolete account, and you remove it totally off my credit report. It's several different things that you can do to get that item either changed to a transferred account or changed to get it deleted as an obsolete account, because they've actually sold it and gotten paid for it. It's not your fault that they sold it and got less for it. That happens all the time with business. That happens all the time with business. You sell it, and if you sell that contract for less, it is not the person who owes you the money on the contract's fault that you decided to sell that contract for less. There's companies out there called factoring companies, and they do this all the time. But you have to know the steps and where you're at in that process. Now, when it comes to statute of limitations, if a debt has not been, if they haven't came after you for a charge off or written off debt for a certain period of time, and it's different for every state, then the original creditor or whoever they sell it to cannot even come after you for it. And you need to have that information removed off of your credit report by notifying them of that fact. The next thing is, can they sell it? And I've kind of briefly went over that. Yes, they can sell it to a debt collector. They can sell it to another company that's in the same business. You see this with mortgage companies where there could be an account that is underperforming and they'll sell it to some other company, and that company will take a risk and see if they can turn that account around. We just saw that all happen in 2008. And I believe that it once, because the stock market and there's money flowing all over the place with people that are into this type of stuff, that you'll see more companies taking risk on underperforming debt to see if they can turn it around and collect it. Let's see here. So I'm going to end the video here. This is a short video, but that I just wanted to clarify for charge-offs and write-offs that they can collect them. That is just an accounting, that's something that they have to do for the accounting to show performing accounts or non-performing accounts, and regular sole proprietor owner companies or LLCs, or where they're not a public company, they want to put that notation number one, so they know what their profits or expected income should be from performing accounts. So they just want to break those apart. So if you have any other questions about charge-offs, write-offs, place them right here. Post your comments below this video. I have a free cease and desist letter and a debt validation letter if you happen to have a charge-off or write-off and you want to see where it's at with the original creditor, or you also want to see if a debt collector is sending you a demand letter, you want to see if they have a legal right to be able to collect it. Also, please subscribe to my channel. I need to get those numbers up. And also get notified of new videos that are coming out. That's very important for the algorithm. If you need your credit repaired, check us out at thecreditrepairshop.com. And if you need your credit reports and scores, because everything starts there, please visit the number 3 scores.com. Thank you. And this is Stephen Williams, founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you. Until next time.